Said, "Hi Ryan, thanks so much for reaching out to me to let me know." Girl, I thought you already knew, honey. Hey, Leroy Faye here. Welcome to the grand finale, the ultimate video, the grand disaster that is the end of the Storytime saga, or Storytime trilogy if you're nasty. Girl, you all watch the videos about the Pez bitch face, and girl, you ain't prepared. As I said in the last video, your butt's about to explode because this is crazy what freaking happens in the end of this saga. Oh girl, get ready to find out. I'm gonna pull out my receipts and I'm gonna tell you all the facts, honey. So prepare. Let's get straight into this. But if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe because you do not want to miss that content, and turn that bell notification on so you know when my new videos come out. But let's get straight into this. So if you watched the previous video, I did the pre-meeting Aaron. That's what we called him. You watched all that. Then we had our cute meeting that ended in a kiss. My first gay kiss story. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. But here we go. That ends. He's like, "I want to see you tomorrow before you leave. Let's make time. Let's do it. I want to see you tomorrow." Remember on his date, he was like, "I didn't have a boyfriend." Remember? Oh, just hold that in there. I'm bringing that back up. Just so you don't forget that one, okay? Just don't forget it. So he's like, "I want to see you tomorrow, blah, blah, blah." Then we kissed and it's like so sad. We're like, bye. And I'm like, it's just alright. I'll see him tomorrow. And then I got crazy lost trying to find the hotel and didn't eat anything, but it's fine. And then the next day I'm like, so I went for brunch and it was all good. And then I was like, "Are we meeting?" He's like, "I'm out with friends watching the football." Girl, I'm here for like 5 more hours and you picking the football over me? Honey, okay? Girl. So that makes me a little emotional. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, "I can come to you." He's like, "My friends would be a bit weird if I just took off." I'm like, "Well, can you come to me?" He's like, "No." I'm like, okay. I'm just crying in a hotel bathroom. So I'm like, screw this. I'm just going to the freaking airport early. I got on a plane and that was the worst freaking... That was just the worst. Getting on that plane, having to say goodbye to my friends, say goodbye to New York, my favorite city ever, say goodbye to America, say goodbye to Aaron. Girl, it was all emotional. I was a hot mess getting on that plane. I was having a legitimate panic attack, thought I was gonna die. And that plane was just throwing me out, away from everything I loved, and I'm like, why? So, let's get to the juicy part. So we basically stopped talking there. Blah, blah, blah. Realised after that I'm pretty sure he still has a boyfriend. Pretty sure. So everything just carries on. He's like, "I want her." He said, "Ignore me again." And girl, what does he do? He ignores me, but I'm like, fine at this point. It's all cool. He nasty. We moving on anyways. So then we get to the good part. So this was in June that happened. Well, the end of June, start of July. Move on to October. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I sense that she is gonna come running back to me. 2 in the morning. Ding! Oh, what is that? I get an Instagram notification. "Aaron is now following you." I'm like, honey, so he unblocks me now, does he, huh? And then likes some of my photos. I'm like, I know you've been missing out, honey, but you can just savor that because I ain't following you back, at least not straight away. So I leave it at least a day, and then I'm like, I know he has something to say. He wouldn't come back around without being like, "I got something to say," you know? So I hit that follow button. Within a few minutes, I get a message saying, "Oh girl, I'm gonna pull out the receipts so I know exactly what is going on about." Aaron started following me, nearly said the name. I got a text from my friend Ada, which if you don't know Ada, she's like, "Block that bitch." I'm like, "Ooh, girl, the tea is hot." So here is the first message I get as soon as I hit that follow back. It goes, "Hey, I know you probably think I'm an ass." 'Cause you are. but I've never been able to get you out of my mind. Girl, that is because I am some hot ass stuff that you'll be missing out on. You had your chance, and guess what? You blew it. The last honey. Anyways, let's carry on with the story because I know I'm amazing and stuff, but like, we then talked for ages, and I'll go through this. I was like, now you know how I felt, and I don't like that you feel like that, but you had a boyfriend and you lied to my face 3 times. Sadly, you couldn't even make the effort to say goodbye, and I honestly feel awful for your boyfriend. It's like, I understand where you're coming from. The person I was seeing was not serious. I understand how you arrived at that decision. I feel terrible about how things ended. I guess I'm here to say I'm sorry. I truly think about you often. Girl, do we see the manipulation, honey? It's like, I want to hear the 100% truth. Every single thing that happened. From what I can piece together, you are still with your boyfriend. The one you were dating when you kissed me. Have you broken up with him and you want me as a rebound? If I'm even going to talk to you, I need 100% honesty. And at least I know why you blocked me now, to hide the photos. He's like, your question is a fair one. I haven't been with my ex for a solid 4 or 5 months. So basically, when we met up, okay. Yeah, he spent the day at the beach with him. Did I say that part? I don't know if I said that part, but he spent the day at the beach with him and then went to meet me on the night. So you're not a rebound. I should have been more forthcoming when we were together. This is true. I was just taken by surprise when you showed up in NYC was all. Listen, I fucked up, I know. But talking and actually meeting you has made me rethink things. I like you. You're just a few months too late, honey. Whatever. I ain't that crazy anymore. I was like, I believe that to be a lie considering he posted photos of you together less than 2 months ago. You definitely did fuck up, and I learned a huge lesson from it. You knew how much I liked you, and I've had to reform myself since that, what you put me through. You told me you couldn't do long distance or didn't even want to try. So when you're 100% honest with me, I'll talk to you properly and discuss your feelings. But there is no way I'm letting you in while you're still lying to me. I told you how you messed with me and I'm a different person now. That isn't happening that easily. He was like, there's been nothing between us for quite some time. If only you were to see it in person. Listen, I never said I didn't like you. You showed up in NYC randomly. I told you long distance would be hard. I guess I'm just kicking myself in the ass for not handling it better. Girl, he said it wouldn't happen because he was going to uni and stuff. And he's like, my ex has nothing to do with this, I promise. Just you wait. I was like, there's no way I can be sure about it. I can only take your word for it, that you two are done, and I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, which I really shouldn't, and I'll believe you. How would you have handled it if you could change what happened? You've gone many months now before contacting me. He was like, listen, I was with him a few months and it did not work out. I knew we did not have a connection. I can't say the same with you. I've been an ass, I know, but I haven't been able to shake you from my mind. Oh girl, neither can anyone, honey. My old boyfriend is not important here. If I could change things, I would have changed everything. I know I sound like a dick, but I can't. Girl, you don't sound like one, you is one. But I can't stop thinking of standing on that pier with you, with kissing you on the subway. I'm an ass how I handled everything. I know, I just want to apologize. This isn't on me. He's like, firstly, stop. If I was able, I would 100% put in the effort to see you. You have no idea how much I think of you. Listen, you showing up in NYC freaked me out. It did. It had a few more, if I had a few more days to digest things, it may have been different. Listen, overall, I'm really glad you came to New York, but it just caught me by surprise. I was like, there's a lot of unanswered questions. Let's FaceTime. Which, girl, he always put this off, so. He's like, let me put myself together. I was like, okay, give me a call when you're ready. Not thinking it was gonna happen. He's like, what's your number again? Cause he blocked me, honey. And then it wouldn't work for ages, and then he eventually figured it out, and we called for ages, and guess what? Him putting himself together was him actually taking his clothes off. That is not what I call putting yourself together, honey. But he was doing that to manipulate, as he always do. We talked for ages. He was like, I'm really sorry. He meant nothing to me. You mean a lot to me. Blah, 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 blah. I told him all about you. I told him that the kiss happened. Girl, remember this. I was like, so did you tell him that we kissed? And he was like, yeah, I told him I apologized, whatever. I was like, okay, at least you did that. It's like, I want to give things a go. Let's do this. I'll come over to you at Thanksgiving weekend. That's when I'm next free. I'm like, okay. I'll believe that when I see it, honey. He did this thing where he was like, and then swore at me. And I was like, okay, whatever. You're trying to be cute. So I was like, okay, rules are, you have to be texting me at least every other day, or we have to call or something at least every other day, and text at least once a day. Like, come on. And he just flopped real hard at that, honeys. He flopped real hard. So it got to 3 or 4 days in, and I messaged him saying something along the lines, I'm gonna give you the courtesy of telling you that things aren't gonna work out. You didn't make the effort that you said you would, and I'm not gonna let myself get hurt again, and I'm not gonna hurt you. So let's just end this here. He ignored that, and I was fine with that. I'm like, it's over. But in my head, I can't leave things having hurt someone or someone having a bad opinion of me. So after that, I just messaged his ex. I was like, I am so sorry for what happened. If I'd known you were together and he hadn't lied to me, then it wouldn't have happened. I'm so sorry the kiss happened. I'm glad he told you. And I just wanted to clear the air. Oh, and that's when things got messed up, honey. They got messed up. Okay, so I found the messages. So I said, you probably don't know me. I'm sadly the guy that Aaron kissed. Nearly said the wrong name again. While unknowing to me, he was seeing you. I just want to apologise. I would never have let that happen had I known and he hadn't lied to my face multiple times when I asked him. He told me he'd told you and apologised, and I really hope he did. I really hope he didn't treat you as bad as he treated me, and you really deserve someone better than him. Hope you're well. Sorry again, Ryan. He said, hi, Ryan. Thanks so much for reaching out to me to let me know. Girl, I thought you already knew, honey. Could you tell me when this happened? Aaron never told me. I appreciate your honesty. I'm sure it was nerve-wracking writing me. Best, his ex. And I was like, oh, shit! He had no idea, and I was like, felt so sick at that point. I was like, oh my God. I replied, I'm so sorry, I had no idea he hadn't told you, but he has lied to me way too many times, and I should have realised. I did not want to be the one to let you know. It happened back at the end of June. He has treated us both horribly. I don't even know what to say. I'm here if you need someone to talk. He's like, did you guys talk for a while? I told him. He's like, thank you so much for being honest with me and giving me some clarity. I really appreciate it. So I felt like a hot mess right then. Because no one wants to get that message, do they? Anyways, guess who I wake up to a message from the next morning? The one, the only, Aaron. So, he starts off. Dude, you really need to learn to stay in your lane and not insert yourself into issues that are not directly related to you. Oh, I thought they were directly related to me, honey. Anyways, you do you, boo. To be honest, you and I have hardly spoken over this entire thing, and I have no idea why you thought we were something when we weren't. Let me just remember correctly. It was you that said you couldn't get me off your mind and wanted something with me, and that you and him were nothing. Okay, logic. Okay, anyways. I'm done talking about this with you. I hadn't even replied at this point. But all I want to say is that your job is not to police other people's relationships. Honey, I ain't gonna stand for no cheating. I'm super perplexed why you thought this was okay to do. We hardly know each other. Oh girl, you say, honey. And don't tell me what I do or don't need to learn. He was like, this was done more out of vengeance, I believe, and it's not your place to go around ruffling feathers with people in my life. That's never okay. Oh, honey, I didn't do that. You told me you told him. That's the only reason I went there, and that's where this came from. So, honey, I ain't doing this out of vengeance. You did this to yourself. And this is where my reply comes in. Okay, I remember. Okay, here we go. So the message I got the next morning was, you should learn to mind your own business. I was like, I'm sorry you told me you told him. I wanted to clear my conscience because you put me in a situation that made me feel guilty for something that wasn't my fault. Your lies led to this, and to be completely honest, you need to learn not to treat people as badly as you have. And then that's when the dude, you need to learn to stay in your lane and not insert yourself into situations, blah, 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 came from. I was like, oh, I know we weren't anything. But that doesn't dismiss the fact that you messed with my life and clearly others. This isn't something you can try and turn on me. You explicitly told me you told him when I asked. I wanted to move on and clear my conscience as I do not like people I don't even know to hate me. You did this to yourself through the lies and deceit. I did not do this out of vengeance at all. That's not the person I am, and you definitely know that. I really feel sorry for your ex, and I at least hoped you'd treat him with respect, but clearly you haven't. I did not want to be included in this narrative that you've created. And then he goes, dude, you're truly mistaken. You should never insert yourself into lives of people in my life, ever. Girl, I didn't want to. We didn't even have anything, man. That's why I'm truly confused. Like, I don't think we ever did, but you created this fantasy that we were partners forever. Can we just go back to the prior conversation? Who was the one, like... Anyways, we continue. Then you go and send messages to people that mean a lot to me. Clearly. I'm not going to allow that to happen. What you did was crazy and uncalled for, and you've just caused more hurt and distraction by doing so. There was no good that could come from sending that. No good. Other than you feeling some sort of revenge or trying to get back at me. So I reply, the intent was to clear any hurt I may have caused to him. You were manipulative and wanted me in your life when you were lonely. I honestly knew nothing would ever come of us, but I wanted to try because you put forward that you did before ghosting and then repeating that scenario, and when was ideal for you, all that you had to do was be truthful. You're the one who created this fantasy world for yourself, using people as pawns, coming back and telling me that you had no connection with him, but did with me. I think that's the manipulation that you clearly don't register, and which hurts the people in which the words are spoken of. I'm so proud of that. You really need to think about the actions you take that directly affect other people's lives. Because it's true. It's like, you're delusional. Stay out of lives of people who are important to me. Oh girl, who's the delusional one here, honey? And then I was like, feel free to look back at the messages you sent me. That'll help with my apparent delusions. I'm sorry for any suffering I have caused. That was never my intention. Because girl, if we go back, honey. Listen, I was with him for a few months and it did not work out. I knew we did not have a connection. I can't say the same with you. I've been an ass, I know, but I haven't been able to shake you from my mind. My old boyfriend is not important here. If I could change thing, I would have changed everything. I know I sound like a dick, but I can't stop thinking of standing on that pier with you. We're kissing you on the subway. I'm an ass how I handled everything. I know, I just want to apologize. And that, honey, is where that bitch exposes himself, and I have the receipts, because girl, I could have, and I definitely did not, because I'm not that type of person, but I could have sent them receipts to your ex, honey. And then we would have had something on our hands. And I just really hope his ex didn't take him back, because he is a big ass, and he doesn't have a big ass, he is a big ass. And girl, he said on the FaceTime to me that he wanted to be with me, he wanted to take me home with him that night, and all this crap. And honey, he goes and does this to 2 people. Not 1, but 2. He treats loads of people like crap. And honey, I think he goes out treating other people like that. And honey, he is a complete piece of shit. And I am so glad he's out of my life. He goes around treating everyone like he doesn't deserve anyone in his life. And I really, 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 really hope his ex didn't go back to him, because I could have sent him them receipts. I could have sent him exactly what he said about him and what he said about me. But honey, I'm not like that, like I said in the DMs. So I ain't gonna go there. But you are toxic, you are a piece of shit, and you deserve no one in your life. Karma's a bitch, and this is an example of that. Karma is a bitch. So I am so glad he's out of my life, and I really hope he's out of everyone else's life, because he deserves nothing good have come to him. But I do wish him the best. I really hope he turns things around, he learned from this experience, and hopefully he finds someone who cares about him as much as clearly other people do. And hopefully he settles down and they deserve each other. But I hope his ex doesn't go through that, because I don't think his ex deserved that. I think his ex was probably real nice. And that's the tea on that. Kami's a bitch, ladies. Learn that. He's a piece of shit. If you had any pieces of shit in your life, let me know in the comments down below because I really would like to know. And let me know what you did about them. Did you go, bye, bitch? Because that's what I hope you did. We don't need no man like that in our lives. So, I am happy now. I'm glad he's gone out of my life. He was the worst part that could ever happen. I learned so much from him. I gained a lot of confidence from him. He told me in person that I should be more confident. And girl, who's shining now, motherfucker? Oh, girl. It's taken over me. It's taken over me. There was some choice words and emotions when it happened. If only you'd seen that. But guys, let me know your stories down below. And let me know how you would have dealt with this situation. And if you think I handled it really well, because I think I handled it really well because I was feeling a lot of things at the time. Make sure to give this a thumbs up. If you enjoyed this trilogy, make sure to check out the rest if you haven't already. Also, make sure to follow me on all the socials, Leroy30. Check out all my other videos, like my How to Be a Heartbreaker music video. Make sure to subscribe, because you don't want to miss anything. I'm fabulous. You know that. Hope you have the best day. Bye! Oh, what a dick. He nasty. He freaking nasty. Oh god, I feel like such a relief that this is finally out there. And if he ever watches this, bitch, you a motherfucker. And that's the end. Hey, Leroy30 here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe because obviously I'm fabulous and you want to see everything. But also, check out the rest of the series because you don't want to miss the scandal. And also check out my How to Be a Heartbreaker music video, which is freaking iconic. I'll wait. Good.